All right. Hey, welcome. My name is Ryan Stokes. My beautiful bride, Kylie Stokes. And we are here to talk about what we believe is probably one of the more disruptive technologies in the health and wellness industry. When you're able to take something that is not designed to mix with water and make it to where it mixes with water and it uploads just right into every cell of your body within 15 to 20 minutes. I think that's pretty disruptive. And the fact that that technology can then be used on other lipids in the coming future even excites me more, because I'm just excited. There's some other things we use that I know will be cool to use.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Okay. So, hi. Let's talk a little bit about why we're here. Most people are here for multiple reasons, right? You want to feel better. You've been invited by someone that cares enough about you that says, hey, you need to take a look at this. If you struggle with pain, inflammation, you struggle with brain fog, you struggle with sleep, you struggle with energy, any of those struggles and many, many more. You've been invited here because someone cared enough to say, hey, just come take a look at this. I think it would be something that could really help you. And then odds are you'd use turmeric, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think turmeric is one of the most popular. If I scroll through Facebook or look on Google, turmeric is everywhere.
Right.
It's everywhere.
Right. It's what searched
recipes and over 300
million times. Yeah. So it's used in everything, but we know that there's issues, right? So we have some issues with turmeric. It is not bioavailable, so your body doesn't absorb it very well, right? The active ingredient inside turmeric, which is curcumin, is a lipid, so it just makes it to where your body doesn't get it into the bloodstream without going through the digestive system. So lack of bioavailability. You need to take it often, early and often, and when it's in the powder form, you're going to have to take a lot of it, right? And then it's rapidly metabolized, so it gets in your system and it starts to work, but it's gone before it ever does the things that it needs to do for your body to really see change, right? And so what we have is our mentor, Juan, who relationship started out as just a friendship. God brought us together and really used Juan to pour into us and really used us to get Kylie's health back, right? And because of that and because of the relationship that was created, he sends us this, right? We have Vidafy and we have Curcumin Plus. And it's really two different versions of the same product. It's nanified liquid curcumin with biomass technology. And so what we want to do is we want to talk just a little bit about this, but I don't want to talk long because we got a couple testimonials here that I think are way more powerful than me talking about the science, but the science is powerful, right? So these two products, Vidafy, curcumin and vitamin D, Curcumin Plus, the same thing, but added vitamin C and ginger for those that struggle with stomach discomfort. This product has given us, it's given me my wife back. It's given us a chance to take something at a very small amount on a consistent basis and I've just watched her change. I've just seen a new version of her over the months just come around and go, wow, hey, look at this. And it's been fun. But this product, and I'm going to show you a little bit of it. This is what it looks like when you get it. There's a month's supply in this bottle. All right. Over 300, there's 300 drops in it. When you pull it apart, I know some of you are like, it's on top of your Mac. Don't make a mess, right? It's just a little thicker liquid, and it's curcumin. And it's combined with biomass technology. And so what is biomass technology? It's the vehicle that takes the lipid and gets it into your bloodstream. So we can see massive effect inside the body. And it's given me my sleep back. It's my favorite part of it is my hands don't hurt and my sleep is amazing. And we'll talk a little bit more about this, but I want you to hear a couple testimonies before we go any further into this. So I'll let you.
Let me just introduce this amazing lady.
Go for it.
Ryan kind of prefaced that Juan was the one that introduced us to this amazing bottle of, I call it my liquid blessing, but it was his beautiful wife's testimony that I was like, okay, maybe this guy that we've never met in our life, maybe he knows what he's talking about, because he said, my wife deals with a lot of the same things that you deal with. You just have to watch her testimony. You have to listen to her. And immediately I fell in love with Sylvia, and she's just the sweetest thing. But just to hear her testimony gave me so much hope that maybe this was what we had been missing, the missing piece to my health puzzle I had been searching for and praying for. So Sylvia, thank you so much for hopping on. Everybody, this is Sylvia Soares, the better half of the Soares family. No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you. Thank you, Kylie. You're very kind. And you're going to make me cry. Just, to think of the journey that I lived, and I totally understand where you come from. It's a miracle, honestly. That we're healthy.
Yes, it's life-changing. So thank you so much for sharing your story, which led to me, getting to be where I am today and sharing with everyone.
Right.
So
Right.
No, well, thank you. I'm very happy, and it's awesome to hear that it actually changed your life, and you have, I know that from what Juan tells me, you guys have changed so many lives. So if I was able to help that little, hey, it's all good. So do you guys want me to tell you my story?
yes, we would love to hear your story.
Okay, so I suffer from many autoimmune diseases. The very first one started in 2007, or at least I was diagnosed in 2007 with Graves' disease. Everything started with the Graves' disease. I started to feel really sick. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I always had stomach pain. I was always inflamed. Later, the doctors told me that I had the inflammatory bowel disease too. They did all kinds of tests on me. They couldn't figure it out. It was actually hell for many years. Now that I think about it, I actually started when I was in probably high school. Everything started with psoriasis. I suffer from psoriasis. My father has psoriasis, but not as bad as I do. I remember when I was a kid, doctors, I guess, did not know what it was. My hair was so long and my psoriasis was so bad in my scalp that my hair had to be cut like a boy. They were like, the only way you're going to get it fixed is by cutting your hair. My mom was like, oh, you have this because you pull your hair up when it's wet. I mean, Mexican parents always coming up with weird things. So anyway, so in 2007, they did Graves' disease. They had to burn my thyroid. It was, I know that you have the opposite of me, Kylie, but for me, it was sitting down, my heartbeat was 147. Doctors were afraid that I was going to have a heart attack. Then, like I said, the problem started with my stomach. I was always in pain. They couldn't figure out what was wrong. I stopped eating gluten. My diet changed completely. Then after that, a few years later, psoriatic arthritis comes into my life. And the only way that they could, doctors could fix it was with shots. With shots that were probably, without insurance, about $5,000 to $6,000 a month, just in medication. So it got to the point that I was taking about 20 pills a day, every day. And I just didn't have a quality of life, It was always with the medication and everything. At this point, I lived in Colorado. So my Mexican family was like, oh, doctors just want to get money out of you. They think that with medication, they're going to fix everything. I'm like, well, that's the only way that I can survive. I had to quit my job because it was just, my arthritis was just so painful. I used to be a server and I had to quit my job because of that. So then I met my amazing husband. And he's like, well, let's try something different. By this, because of all the medication that I had taken, the doctors had told me that I couldn't have kids, that I just was not gonna be able to have kids. And, I kind of decided to live with that, and I was fine with that. And then after 2-3 years of being with my husband, our beautiful baby came, and she was a miracle. So, but by this point, I had not taken any medication anymore. My psoriasis, my arthritis was just not there because I started taking curcumin. And even to this day, it's probably been 4 years that I have been taking this. And the only medication that I take is the one for my thyroid, because I don't have a thyroid anymore. So I have to. That's part of my life, But thank God I don't have any pain. I don't have, my joints don't hurt anymore. I don't have problems with my stomach. I sleep well. I honestly have not changed my medication for my thyroid in probably since before my daughter was born, so probably 4 years. So you know how that is, Kylie, that it's like you take so many tests and it just changes up, down your hormones. It's not fun.
It's a roller coaster of crazy is what I call it. Yes. So you've been taking curcumin for 3 or 4 years now. Yeah. Okay. So there's another part of your story that I have shared with multiple people too. So you and Juan, it was one of the first things that Juan told us about was your mask that you make for your face. And I have shared that so many times because people are like, well, I have this and this. Can I do it? Can I use it topically? And I'm like, hang on, let me send you my friend Sylvia's her story. So tell us about your face. Tell us about your mask, if you don't mind.
So I guess because of my color skin and just because of hereditary, I have a lot of brown spots in my face. After the sun is my enemy. Honestly, I cannot be on the sun too much because then I start getting brown spots in my, what is it, melasma, I think it's called. Melasma? Yeah. So it was so bad. I mean, you've seen the pictures, Kylie. Yeah. I had double eyebrows, I had a mustache, I had like in my cheeks, and I had tried every single cream that you can think of, cheap, most expensive, everything. And one day I think I was, I don't know, Pinterest, something, one of those things was like, oh, well, if you do the aloe vera and curcumin, it's gonna help. I'm like, oh, wait, well, we don't have curcumin, but we have the curcumin, the one that, Nanofy, thank you. So I tried it. I started playing with it. What I do is I mix aloe vera, the one really, not the natural one, because you have to keep it in the fridge and I just forget it. So I use the gel, the aloe vera gel, and put it in a 8-ounce glass with about 20 to 30 drops of curcumin. And that will last me about a month and a half. And every night I started doing that with a little makeup brush and put it in my face. My husband Juan used to tell me that I look like Margie or Maggie in The Simpsons. My daughter just looks at me like, what are you doing, mother? And I do that every night. I started seeing a difference probably within a month and a half, where it started to disappear. Right now I have no makeup. So as you guys can see, it's you can still see a little bit, but it's the way I was. It's a miracle. Honestly, that's, yeah. So Juan tells people, hey, my wife has the best recipe. I'm like, I made it up. I mean, this is ridiculous. So,
No, I love that this curcumin just, it's crazy what happens when you get to the root of the cause. Inflammation is the root cause of what, I don't even know the percentage, probably 90% of our health issues. I'm sure Dr. John can touch on this later, but I'm so blown away by, it was your story that made me start to believe.
Right.
So thank you for sharing. I love it. We share your story all the time, and had you not shared, I wouldn't be here. So I appreciate
God
you.
put us in the right place,
Amen. He sure did. He knew it all. He did.
Totally.
Thank you so much for
No,
sharing.
you're welcome. You're welcome. And I know that even though I don't suffer from all those things, or they're not present in my life right now, I still take it 3 times a day. It's just so easy to put it in my water. As you guys, I drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
So I just put it in my every day. As soon as the bottle is gone, I put more, and it's about 3 times a day.
Okay,
Wow.
so 10 drops 3 times a day is about what you're doing.
That's what I do. So I think that's also helped my face, not only putting it on my face, but also drinking it.
Absolutely. I agree. Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
amazing.
welcome. No, thank you guys.
No, thank you. Awesome. Okay, so that's the testimony that got us here. That is what gave Kelly, because listen, we got this stuff sent to us, right? Juan sent us 4 bottles. He's like, try it. And
and it was all in Spanish, so I couldn't read any of the I knew un poquito español.
right. And so we get it, and we give it 1 day try, and we're like, I don't know. Right. But we see the testimony, and that's when Kylie's like, and Juan checking back in, hey, there's no way you're not taking this. And we're like, okay, honestly, no, we haven't. Check my wife's testimony. We check it out, and Kylie's like, I'll give it 30 days.
Yeah.
And it didn't even take 30. Right. And so that testimony is what brought us in, but it's constantly seeing new testimonies over and over and over again, to know, just to stamp this in concrete, saying, Ryan, this isn't placebo. This isn't you guys talking yourself into it. And it's not just working for you, it's working for others. And so what I want to do, I want to bring on Dr. John. Dr. John has, I'm going to let him tell his story, but he has some amazing testimonies, not just with them, but with his different people that he has brought in to this curcumin conversation. Right. And so Dr. John, thank you so much for hopping on. It has been a huge blessing, getting to know you, getting to spend time with you, and just doing life with you. So take the floor, sir.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it all. The first thing I'll tell you is that, is there an echo with you all? Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn mine down. Hang on a second. Can you hear me better that way? Okay, perfect. So I got interested in this because, one of my peers, Dr. Jeremy, made some fantastic posts on Facebook, and I was seeing them. And the first thing that I did was I sent a request to him to send me information. Why? Because professionally, I knew the benefits of turmeric and curcumin. I'd seen the research, I'd seen all the information, but I honestly didn't see the effect of it personally or professionally. You could give people the product, you could ask them to take it for certain conditions, and they may or may not see any benefit at all, if at all, period. And it was frustrating. And I personally took turmeric, a product that you could buy from a box store. I took it daily. I took it on a regular basis, but I couldn't really tell you that it was giving me a benefit, other than I just knew that it was supposed to give me a benefit. Now, if I quit taking it for a week or 2 weeks, then I could maybe start to see a little bit of a difference. But for the most part, the only thing that I could tell you is I took it because the research told me it was beneficial. But when Jeremy started telling me that he was seeing actual physical changes in patients in their blood work from month to month, I knew I needed more information. So once we got the product and started using it, personally, I didn't have a lot of quote unquote aches and pains that I could tell you dramatically left my body and felt a lot better. But I was taking it on a regular basis. And within 3 to 5 days, ironically, my wife made a Facebook post with a picture of me passed out in the chair next to her. That would happen every night. I would come in from work, I would eat dinner, I would sit down to watch TV, and within 10 to 15 minutes, literally passed out. And it was just, I guess you would say, pure exhaustion, but I didn't feel like I was tired. Within 3 to 5 days of taking the Nanofy, that no longer was the occurrence. I was staying up till 10, 9:30, 10 o'clock, going to bed, waking up refreshed. And I know, Ryan, you mentioned earlier your sleep, but really, ideally, that was the biggest change that I saw. My energy level was better. My sleep was better. According to the app on my watch, the sleep pattern was better. And so to me, that was huge. So I started to utilize it with a lot of different people. I have people who started to take it because they had neuropathy in their feet because they work in an industrial setting. And so being on concrete all day long, their feet, they just couldn't feel their feet. And they started to take it, and they really didn't see a lot of difference with the neuropathy, but they started to tell me, I've got more energy, I've got less aches and pains. But within probably about 45 days of being on the product, she started to realize that she could feel her feet again, to the point where one morning walking into work, she literally had to look down at her feet to make sure she had her work shoes on and not her, as she calls it, her hey dudes, which everybody will know those are probably one of the most comfortable shoes around. But she was really concerned that she didn't have her work boots on. And it didn't dawn on her until later that she could actually feel her feet. I have an uncle that's in his mid 70s. He's always worked construction. He started to take it. His daughter has Crohn's disease, and so she started to take it. And he continues. I get a message from him every once in a while. Hey, I need another bottle. I really see a big benefit in this. My hands feel better. He was always talking about having to take an ibuprofen of some sort or an naproxen, and just to make his hands work on a day-to-day basis. And so last week, when I took him a bottle, he began to tell me that he's been working in his shop. He's in his mid 70s. He's rebuilding an engine on a van. And he talked about how he was actually able to utilize his hands better to use the tools than he has in years. He also began to tell me that his daughter, who didn't think that this was helping, went off the product for about 4 or 5 days and immediately called him and said, hey, I got to get a bottle because this was making more difference than I realized, because now my knees were starting to ache and I didn't realize they weren't before. So, and there are so many times that I've seen situations like this in the last 2 to 3 months of being on the product as well as selling the product, that people are starting to see benefit. And a lot of times it's not the benefit they expect. It's the side effect that they don't realize how much inflammation really is adapting their body on a day-to-day basis. And so the big thing that I notice is professionally, inflammation creates problems, pain. But in addition to that, so many other body effects are connected to that inflammatory process. So when we start to take inflammation out of our body, we begin to feel so much better in ways that really most people would be surprised to know unless they've done the research. The thing that I love the best is this is an immune booster. This is an anti-inflammatory effect. there's been research. This isn't me. This is research done by our own government that shows that it has an anti-cancer effect. There are so many benefits. Over 18,000 different research articles that tell us the benefits of it. We've just never had a product before that could get the benefits into the system on a consistent basis until now. And so professionally, personally, I'm stoked that we are part of a company that has this patent, that has this technology to be able to help people, not only with this product, but the future products to come. And that's what excites me at this point in time.
Right. It's just been cool. And like you talked about the inflammation, I can't get over how I fall asleep in one position and wake up in the same position. Right. That's the thing. Cause normally I'm a roll, move. Now I've had my days where I've done way too much through the day because I'm feeling so good that I'm a little sore, my muscles hurt. But for the most part, on a regular basis now, if I fall asleep on my right side, I wake up on my right side. Is that, do you experience the same thing? Is that pretty typical for you?
Absolutely. I roll a whole lot less. And the one thing I meant to mention, and I didn't, the one thing that I love about this is that we now have a natural alternative to being able to reach for that ibuprofen or naproxen or some sort of NSAID product, which we all know, if you are in the industry long enough to know that that is not beneficial for our bodies long term. And so now we have a natural product that we can go and grab. My wife and I in November went to the beach, and we walked 8.5 miles unknowingly on the beach the very first day. And by the time we made it back to the condo, I knew I was going to be hurting the next day. She was going to be hurting the next day. But instead of grabbing ibuprofen, we grabbed our Nanofy and we just did extra drops, and I didn't need it. And the next morning I was a little sore, but I was able to get up and walk and enjoy our vacation. That wouldn't have happened in years past. And to me, that gives people's lives back to them.
That is so cool. That is so cool. Thank you so much,
My pleasure.
Dr. John,
Yes,
for
thank you.
sharing. We appreciate it. So just like we said, and both testimonies have backed this up, this product, the technology behind the product is what makes this so special. Curcumin's had this, the technology, or not the technology, but the research has shown if you could get past the shortcomings of turmeric, you could change a lot of lives. And we just so happen to be able to get rid of the shortcomings and bypass that and do it at a level. And so, listen, it's 10 drops a day is what a recommended dose is. Now, great thing about this is you can take more than 10 drops. I do 10 in the morning, 10 at night, or 10 in the morning, 5 at night, just kind of depends. It's my favorite way. Now, a lot of times Kylie and them will take it, and Kylie likes to put it in her coffee. But I don't know. I think you can see it. It's there. I prefer just straight in my mouth, right? And so I'll let it sit on my tongue for just a little bit. And Anna's over here smiling. She knows teeth are going to be yellow. It does turn your mouth yellow, but I just let it set for a little bit. I've noticed if I let it set for about 30 seconds, I feel this kind of like a fog lift, like everything gets a little brighter in the room. And then I wash it down. And of course, I got a yellow tongue, but I just continue to wash that down. It's no different than having a popsicle or a sucker or any of those things where your mouth changes colors. It doesn't stay.
Yeah.
It goes away. And there are other things that we don't even talk about. I mean, turmeric is proven to make teeth whiter over time, right? The longer you take it, the whiter your teeth get. It's
well, and his mom has a lot of dental issues, and she's one of our first ones that we ever give anything to. She's our guinea pig, and her dentist just told her a month ago, they said, I don't know what you're doing, but this is the healthiest your gums have
Yeah.
ever been. And so she was called us so excited about that.
Right. And her hair's growing faster. I have not had that luck, but it's definitely for other people. I hear that their hair is growing faster. So listen, I truly believe in this. Of anything that I've ever done, this is one of the things I believe in the most, because my body is changing. I feel good. I've watched my wife change. I've watched other friends change. And the new friends that we've met, I'm seeing a consistent testimony. This was me before it. I started taking it. I really didn't think it was going to work. And within time, I started seeing change, right? My joints feel good. I sleep better. I just feel happier, right? And we know that sleep is so valuable that once you're able to get that sleep going, man, just days start to change. They start to be lighter. They start to be fun. You start to be able to attack your day instead of survive your day. And that's probably my favorite part is I wake up ready to go, and it's attack the day, seize the day. So what I want to do is I'm going to record this whole thing, but I just want to give a chance for anyone that has a question. We got Dr. John here. We got Juan here. We got Dr. J here. Anna's here. We got a lot of knowledge here. If you have questions, I want to open the floor. Just unmute yourself and ask away. No questions?
There is a question that I always get, and is this. Okay, so how long should I take it? For how long should I take it? Okay, and this comes from thinking that it is a sort of medicine, right? Where, you take it just for so long and that's it. But really, it's a nutrient, okay? So it's something that if we use on a daily basis, our overall well-being is gonna be improved with time, okay? So I encourage people to think of this as just, I don't know if you have noticed, but I have a slight accent. Yeah, I'm Mexican. So we Mexicans put hot chili in everything, right? It's just part of our culture. It's the way we eat, right? Just think about that. It's something that you just incorporate into your daily routine, and this will increase the performance of your body. You are going to be performing better just for having this in your daily diet. That's a question that I get a lot, and this is the way I answer to people so they can incorporate it into their daily habits, but at the same time, get all the benefits of this.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? No? Okay, so here's what I would like to do. If you came here and you just wanted to learn about the product, then what I would love to see you do is just reach out to whoever invited you. Ask them, hey, how do I get a hold of this, right? Odds are they have some on hand. They can get it to you. If they don't, you can go to their website and buy it, right? But I want to take a little bit of time to talk a little bit about the business opportunity, because this is an opportunity that I know some of the people are here because they want to talk a little bit about business. If you have no desire to talk about business, then you don't have to stay and listen, right? But I do know there's a couple that said, hey, I'm hopping on. I want to hear a little bit about how the business works. So we're going to take the time to talk about that. By no means are we pushing that on anyone? But I do want to answer some questions. I want to talk a little bit about the basics, just the fundamentals of how we do this. Because of the opportunity being so great, I don't want anyone to take the chance to miss out. So those that are here for just the product, thank you so much. Please reach out to whoever invited you. And I hope to hear your story next, right? I want to hear your testimony. But those that are here for the business, we're not even going to take a break, right? We're just going to move right on into this and go into the business part of it. See ya, Dr. John. So here's what we got. the business side of this. The opportunity is great. Kylie and I were introduced to this, of course, through Juan, and through the introduction. Okay, go for it. Through the introduction, we shared our vision, and our vision is we want to help 100,000 families find financial freedom over the course of the next 10 years. And while we do that, we want to provide as much value to people's lives as we can. Kylie and I have a model that we teach our kids. We've taught them since they're little. It's twofold. We leave places better than we found them. So wherever we go, when we walk away, we've picked up our trash, other people's trash, whatever. When we walk away, the place looks better than we found it. And number two is we leave people better than we found them. So anytime we have a relationship with people, our desire is for them to walk away better because of the time they spent with us. And so if we can help you financially, great. If we can help you physically, great. If we can help you spiritually, great. Whatever we can do to be of service to you, that's our heart's desire. And so we shared that vision, and Juan introduces us to the CEO of Vidafy, and he says, hey, I love your vision and your heart. Our company's 99.9% Spanish speaking, and Juan backed it up. He's like, yeah, that's the way it is. He said, we would love to partner with you guys and make you the cornerstone of the English speaking market. But more than that, we want to make your team the cornerstone. And we want to develop a culture and a community that is more than just about creating a big business. It is more about creating a community that's here for each other and building a market, right? A market that is not necessarily loyal to the next shiny object, not loyal to a compliment, but a market that is loyal to the community. And that's our overall goal. And so based on that, we have this opportunity right now. We're over 2,000 entrepreneurs in the English speaking market. And when you think about 300 million people inside the US alone, that's not even a drop in the bucket, right? We're just the tip of the iceberg. Right, we're right there, and we're getting ready. We haven't even really launched. The English speaking market hasn't even launched. We have our official launch April 22nd through the 24th in Dallas, and that will be our launch. We'll have a new website and everything, right? But this has kind of been the gathering of people, and so the opportunity is great. And I want to talk just a little bit about the numbers and how we do things. Right, we have a strategy of the 1, 2, 3 system. So I talked about being a part of a market. Right? We are market builders. We build markets that are loyal to you guys, not loyal to a product and not loyal to a company. Does the product and the comp plan and the company just solidify what we do? Yeah, it does. It gives us the stickiness, right? But the core of this is about a culture and about helping people win and win at a really high level. Now, we do everything on threes. Everything we do on threes. So I'm going to give you a little bit of numbers. I'm going to show you the numbers inside what we do. But our 1, 2, 3 system, we have the system in place. It's 1, 2, 3 system. It's become part of the market, number one. Number two, help others become part of the market, whether that's customer or distributor or entrepreneur, right? And 3, help them help others become part of the market. So that's our system, and we have a philosophy of a bottle a day. Our goal is to introduce a bottle of Nanofire Curcumin Plus to someone new each and every day. And the reason why we do that is we base our business off customers. We have a 50% retail. Anyone that comes in and buys a bottle of Nanofire, right? It's $50 retail. You make $25 off of it. And then 25 in volume goes into the tree. So really it's a dollar for dollar match, right? But that's our base. You don't have to be a builder. You don't have to be someone that is, I've got all kinds of people that we are going to lock arms with and do this. No, you can literally make a very good income just off the customers. You find you 100 customers over the course of the year, and I'm telling you, it's well over an 80% retention rate for Kylie and I and our customers because the product works so well. You can make yourself an easy $2,500 to $3,000 just off those 100 customers, right? I'm not saying you're going to go find those in one day. If you do, that's awesome, right? But over time, as you introduce and talk to people and connect, you'll have a chance to share, and I promise you they're going to love the product. It's just good. So that's our focus, right? We have a customer focus, but we also have a great opportunity inside to become an entrepreneur on top of just finding customers. Okay. So number one of my favorite things about this is we pay really well. We do. It is something that on top of your customer base, as you enroll people, as you build a community, it works really, really well. And so I told you we do everything in threes, right? So my goal was to become part of the market, right? Kylie and I become part of the market, and now we're in. Right. We came in, we have 4 kit options. You can come in with 4 different kits. You have your 2 enrollment kits that are used to build a business. You have the Kit 1000, or I think they call it Kit Live It. It is a 28 bottles, 14 of Nanofy, 14 of Curcumin Plus. You get 20 boxes of Symbiofy, and we didn't even talk about that. That's a pre and probiotic. That is really good, and it's also something that is it's designed to work with this to help your body absorb it better, right? And you'll get 1,000 in volume, plus you'll get another 1,000 on top of that to use how you want over the course of the next 3 months. So we have the Kit 1000. We also have the Kit 500. That's what Kylie and I came in with. They didn't have the Kit 1000, so we were ready to do business. So that's what we came in with. You just get a little bit lesser than that. But here's the great thing. You buy everything at 50%. You get 50% off retail. So you buy a Kit 1000, you have over $2,000 worth of product. You come in with the Kit 500, you have over $1,100 worth of product. Now we have 2 basic kits that you can come in with. Kit 250, just lesser product. Come in at about $290. You're gonna get about $600 worth of product, and maybe a little bit less than that, $575. But you're going to come in with more product than what you have. So you have a chance to not only get your money back, but make that. And then we have what we call, Kylie and I like to call the glorified customer kit. It's called the Kit 100. And you get a bottle of each, plus 3 boxes of Symbiofy. So it would cover you and one other person in the house for a month. And what you do is you're really getting 50% off all your product. So that kit is really for someone that's like, hey, I love the product, I want to use it. I might introduce this to someone. I would like to make the 50% commission. That Kit 100 lets you do that. You get product 50% off. You can still enroll people. You can still build. Some of the biggest builders inside Vidafy are part of that. They came in with the Kit 100, but they just weren't ready, right? So that's the basics. Now, when I said we do everything in threes, we have a bonus that you have if you come in with the Kit 250 or higher. Every time you enroll 3 people with the Kit 250 or higher, you make an extra $120 bonus. So there are fast starts for every kit. We can get you a video and you can see all this, but you'll get bonuses on top of that as you enroll people. It's just to kind of reward you for doing business at whatever rate you want to do it. So if you enroll someone this month, next month, and the following month, and they were with the Kit 250 or higher, you get that $120 when you do that 3rd person, right? We do things in threes. So like our bonuses that you hit for going to rank, you got to hit them 2 out of 3 times. So if you hit it 1 month, say you hit it this month and you don't next month, guess what? We have a 3-month grace, 3-month window where you can hit it. So we know business and network marketing does this. It just kind of goes and it works its way up and down. So you don't have to be consistent every single month. If you have a down month, you get a grace month to come back. But here's my favorite part. The comp plan can be maxed out with 3 lines, right? And we do have a 60%, 10% rule. No more than whatever rank you're going towards, no more than 60% of that volume can be counted towards that rank, and a minimum of 10% in the other 2 legs has to be there. But I just want to talk about numbers, right? So if you follow the system, I become part of the market. And in my first month, I go help 3 people become part of the market, right? That gives me 4 people, me and those 3 others. If we do nothing else that month, and we come back on month 2 and we help each one of them find their 3, they become part of the market, right? So now we've got 9 plus the 3 that you enrolled, right? And you, so 13 people. If we do this over time and you just consistently help people move at finding their three. After 12 months, you'll be just under 800,000 people that have been introduced to the company and have become part of the market. Well, let's say you have a 99% failure rate, 99% of the people quit, right? At 99% of the people quit, we're still looking at almost 800,000 or almost 8,000. Those 8,000, and I've got a little picture here that I use for a lot of things I do. Let's use a number of $160 auto ship, okay? And let's use the lower end of the percentage at 5%, just 5%. If all 8,000 are buying at $160 and you do 5%, that's right at $1.2 million a month in sales. At 5% of that, you're making right around $53,000 a month on that. But we know that things don't work that way. So let's give it an 80% mess up rate, failure rate, right? 80% of those orders didn't go through, or they shut them off for the month, and we just have a 20% success rate on that. Our commission inside our company is going to still pay you just over $12,000 a month for that. And that's a 99% quit rate with an 80% failure rate. And so that's what I love, because you don't just earn off a couple levels. We have infinity. You earn to infinity. So on each and every leg, as you rank up, the depth grows, right? And we are big on team and we are big on community. And so this is why Kylie and I love this. I can enroll someone today and drop them to the very bottom of the organization, and everyone above them benefits from that. So me being an ex-coach, I've coached football, basketball, baseball, and golf, right? I did it for 19 years. Everything I did except for golf, and even golf was a team sport because we had to have a team score to win. Everything that I do is team. And so I'm finally get to be a part of a company that rewards a team effort. We just all work together and we can all do this, and we don't have to go, nope, I'm only going to build wide because they got to take care of me. You don't lose volume for dropping that down. Does your percentage go down a little bit? Yeah, but as you rank up, that percentage goes back up. So you have an opportunity to literally lock arms with people and build something special. And so that's probably my most favorite thing about this is 3 lines, and we just work on threes. I'm going to help 3 people become part of the market. we're going to help their 3 become part of the market. And then all of us are going to help those 3 find 3 to become part of the market. And we just do it over and over and over again. And so are there a lot of other things with it? Yeah, there's a lot. We have a vacation club for those that want to be a part of a vacation club. If you love to travel, it's a lot like a loyalty. You run your auto ship, you enroll 1 person, and you meet the basic qualifications. So like Pro 2,000 in a month, they pay for your vacation. You get there and everything's covered once you get there. I mean, crap. Patty, you're on here. You just took part of our master's vacation club. Let me, I would love for you just to give a quick experience on that.
Hawaii was amazing. Okay. This is my dog right here. She heard me talking. No, we had a fantastic time in Hawaii. My accomplishment there was 4 months ago, before I started taking the drops, I was having a lot of joint discomfort. I had a hard time riding in the car very long. And I had a hard time walking around our block, which is about 1.5 miles, because then I would hurt the next day. So I wouldn't go the next day. I hiked Diamond Head. Okay. I walked up to Diamond Head. I mean, I got to the top and I stood up there and watched the sunrise. And I was so amazed that I got there. Okay. I mean, the last bit was like some pretty steep steps, and the whole walkway up there was chopped up. It was chopped out of the lava. So it wasn't a smooth walk. It was like this. Okay. So I get up there and the steps are like this, and my heart rate was probably about 180 at the top, but it dropped as soon as I got up there. So my heart rate recovered real quick. And I was just like, it was amazing. People were talking to me, because we all had our Vidafy shirts on, and they're like, where are y'all from? And they talked to me about my pink hair anyway. And we had an amazing trip. We got to go there. We got to spend time with our CEO, Shane, and got to know him and his heart and what his vision for this company is. Got to spend time with James and Angel and Stephen Keller, and then our San Antonio team. And we're all one big family now. And I absolutely I love it. It was an amazing experience. So we want y'all on the next trip.
Right.
You and
awesome.
everybody else that's listening.
Right. That is awesome. And so all you had to do was get there, right? You got there,
Yes.
everything else was covered?
Yes, pretty much so, yeah.
That is awesome.
And my husband's birthday was last Sunday. So I took him for his birthday, and I was able to pay for him with my Vidafy earnings. And that was huge.
Awesome.
That is awesome.
I love it. And listen, that tan in your hair it just makes it, just sets it off even more. It's so beautiful. I'm so excited that you got to go and do that.
That is so cool.
It was
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So that's just one of the experiences. There's been many more. It's just really cool. Probably I'm not going to talk much more about business. We can get you a video where you can see all of it. One of the other things that I love is we've been in network marketing for a while, and we've been with other companies. And once you hit a certain rank, they give you a car bonus. They call it a lifestyle bonus, but you have to spend it on a car. We don't do that here. We just give you cash, and it starts at some of the lower ranks. It's not like you had to get to a really, really high rank to earn your lifestyle bonus. No, it starts at the lower ranks, and it just continues to grow as you continue to become consistently hitting those ranks over time. And it's just cash. And that's this day and age, with gas prices going up and everything else changing, I would rather have the cash and keep my car that's paid off. Right. And so that's what we'll do. But that's the basics of the business. There's a lot more to it, but we have a video that explains it all, and probably do it 50 times better than I ever could. So we can get you that video if you have questions, but I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for giving us your Sunday evening. I'm sorry it's taken so long, but some of those testimonies are just so good.
Yeah.
I am not going to stop. They're just good. Right. And so thank you. Thank you for hopping on. If you have questions, I'm gonna stop the recording, but if you have questions, you're more than welcome to ask. I'm just going to stop the recording so you can ask without, being on any type of recording. We'll stop that.